What up, nerds, and welcome to another wormhole of an episode of Straight Chilling, the weekly horror movie review show where you chill and we kill, slice, dice, and chop up yet another horror movie. My name is Bob. I'll be your host for the evening. This is episode 561, recorded Tuesday, January 6th, 2026. Tonight we're talking about Stranger Things 5, finally wrapping it up. But before we do, let me introduce everyone else on the show tonight. First up, calling in from Washington, D.C., we got Shaboy Rand Diesel. What's up, man?
Get away from her, you bitch!
What's up, baby? I don't know why that bump played. Not the one I clicked. Cool.
It fits pretty well, I would say, with
sure
with this show.
I mean, yeah, that's how I always want to be introduced.
Yes, indeed. Next up, calling in from Jacksonville, Florida, we got your boy Soju. What's up, man?
Oh, what up? It's your boy Stranger Stains, boys. Wrapping it up, running up that hill.
That's right.
I'm here to play.
We are here.
Jax.
For 2 more days, yeah. Mm-hmm. I won't get to see our playoff game, but that's okay.
They'll have it on the plane.
At least you guys are getting one.
I mean, that's a rare gem indeed.
I know.
Last but not least, join us in welcoming our first-time guest on the show, writer-director, DJ Remark. What's up, man? Welcome.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Thank you for having me. Oh my God, applause!
I know.
The live studio audience.
We've got a live audience here, didn't you know?
I'm here for the applause.
Hell yeah! Who's your team, DJ? Obviously not the Jags.
Well, the Jags are my adopted team. I've been living in Jacksonville for going on 5 years now. I'm originally from Cleveland, Ohio.
Oh, brother, I'm sorry.
The Browns. Hey, you know what? Miles Garrett set the NFL sack record on Sunday. He did it. It's most single sacks in a season. He opened up the season sacking Joe Burrow, and he ended the season sacking Joe Burrow.
Nice.
So it was nice and poetic, and so I was able to walk away with that. And then we just fired our coach, so we are looking for a new coach and looking for a playoff berth next season. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry just thinking about it.
Anything can happen.
You're right.
The trick is to completely disassociate from reality. Then you don't have to worry about any of this shit.
And the best part of it is, since Jacksonville is my adopted team, I'm like, yeah, Jacksonville's winning, let's go. But then when the Browns own Jacksonville's pick for this season based on their record.
No.
Oh.
So it's like
Well, I'm sure next year it'll all be coming up brown for you.
Yeah. So I have a T-shirt that says Cleveland on it, and then the whole rest of the T-shirt, just in fading gray letters, the further you go down, it says "There's always next year."
We know that story well.
We're used to it.
Well, hey, DJ, other than football, you're really into film. Turns out you just made one, and it's getting released in the next couple weeks, right? You want to tell us a little bit
January
about it?
29th.
Nice.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Called Hellgate?
Yep, the Hellgate, yep.
And
we shot it. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, yeah, tell us more about it, man. Yeah, what's the deal with it? Where can we find it?
Sure. So it's going to be dropping on TVOD. That's a transactional video on demand for those of you who don't know the acronym, but basically those streaming services that you can just go and rent or buy.
Gotcha.
So there's a whole windowing strategy. And the first one is it's January 26th, that Thursday. That's when it's dropping on TVOD. So you'll be able to, if you go to our website, bloodscribecreations.com, and our social channels, which is all Bloodscribe Creations, you'll be able to see where it is when it's playing. And then for that, we are also having a world premiere at the Ritz Theater here in Jacksonville on that day. So come on out. It's a free event. Doors open at, technically the doors open at 4, but we're telling people 5. And then the film starts at 6. So we're going to have themed cocktails, bunch of fun. There's going to be some stuff there. Cast Q&A. Come on out. The Ritz, it's a free event, open to the public, except it's a rated R movie. So if you are under 17 and don't have a parent or guardian, you can enjoy the Ritz Museum.
It's a nice museum.
Also fun.
It is.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Hell yeah, that's awesome, man.
Excellent.
Well, be sure to check out The Hellgate everywhere you pay for video digitally. And if you're in town, come hang out for the premiere. You said the premiere is on the 29th as well, January 29th?
Yep, it is on the 29th. Yep, we're kicking off the premiere that day for free screening at the Ritz. And then if you miss it, you can always go rent or buy at your I'm going to say the first one is Amazon. I don't actually know the websites yet. It's we're just getting our distributor is we're getting down to the wire because there's been a whole bunch of back and forth on that, but it's all good things. So we're figuring out, we're still nailing down the final rollout schedule, but so we know that January 29th is the actual day, is the actual first day.
Okay, very cool. Yeah. Be sure to check out The Hellgate. We do have a little bit of housekeeping to tackle on our end real quick. It is a new month. That means we just had a poll close and a poll open over on our Patreon website. Our January poll, the winner was Begonia, as it pretty much was the majority of the month of December. So,
who would have thought?
I know. Big surprise, right?
Big upset.
We'll be talking about that next week, actually. Our February poll is currently posted over on our Patreon website. As I mentioned last week, the theme is Bodacious Babes. So February is Women in Horror Month, and we got 3 female-directed horror movies for you to vote on this poll. And those movies are Mona Lisa and the Blood Moon, Freddy's Dead, and The Ugly Stepsister.
Whoa, all right. Randy finally picked his movie. Bob, how are those numbers looking?
It's the same movie he picked last month, or one of them.
I know, Randy.
Fuck it.
But,
I want to watch the movie.
But to be fair, that was my pick last month. So now Randy has adopted it. I have a new movie.
Pass it on.
I've adopted The Ugly Stepsister. Yes.
Yes.
Nice.
Bob, tell me how those numbers are looking.
Those numbers are looking like this. Mona Lisa and the Blood Moon, last place with 7% of the vote. Second place, The Ugly Stepsister with 29% of the vote. And Freddy's Dead sitting on top at 64% of the vote.
All right.
It's only appropriate that The Ugly Stepsister is always the bridesmaid.
Just never.
That surprises me. That poll surprises me so much.
We are surprised every month, buddy. Let me
Every
tell
month
you.
we realize how little we understand about the workings of fandoms.
Yes.
As a lifelong Nightmare fan, Nightmare is my favorite franchise. Wow. Freddy's Dead is not,
Peak
good.
cinema.
Let's just say that. We'll just rip that Band-Aid off.
We'll get those votes in before the end of January. We'll see what we're talking about this February. We're dropping mini casts every other Friday, as per usual. Next up, dropping on Friday, January 16th, your boy me is talking about a movie called The Damned that actually came out last January, and I just didn't see it, slept on it. I think a lot of people did. It was one of those, they just kind of seemingly dropped in January in the theaters, and maybe it only hung around for a week or so.
I saw it.
Oh, what'd you think?
It was good up until the end.
Yeah.
The end really kind of goes. It just kind of ruins it. It's just
could be a little divisive, the ending.
No spoilers, but I guess I was entertained, but then the ending comes and I'm just like, okay.
Yeah.
I guess that's what we're doing.
It is on Hulu, I believe. That's where I watched it. So you can check it out pretty easily now. It is very much a winter horror film, so 'tis the season, throw it on. And like I said, that mini cast is dropping Friday, January 16th. Last thing going on with Patreon, we did just reopen the You Pick the Flick tier, and congratulations to those of you who grabbed a spot. So congrats to Luke, Matt, Dongster Sam, Nas, and Miles. Well done.
All right. And it looked like all the movies were already in, so we've got the next 6 months covered.
That warms my heart.
Yeah, Randy can make the graphics.
I can make the graphics in peace and have them done.
Until we get a special guest last minute, Randy.
Yeah. And then you got to change it.
Then you got to change it.
That's a mitzvah, as they say.
That's all I have to plug. Do you guys have anything else you need to mention?
I actually do have a couple things I have to mention. It's a couple things I forgot. So as you all know, I have a much more sophisticated, better sister podcast called
More of
Don't
an
Believe the
uncle
Hype.
podcast.
More,
You're kind of the creepy uncle podcast, I think.
okay, that's fine. But we released, I forgot, 2 bonus episodes for Christmas and New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. I don't know, one of the New Year's, and one of those days. It's out now. That's the point, is you can listen to it. So yeah, you can check those out over on Don't Believe the Hype. And also too, shouts out to our boy Matt. He specifically got me a gift card so I could buy some ice cream and do a screaming and creaming. So nice. I got something I'd never had before. It was a gift card to Dairy Queen. I haven't been to Dairy Queen in forever. But they had an Oreo Snowdrift Blizzard, which was an Oreo Blizzard, but it was blue. Dabba-dee, dabba-da. You know all about that, Bob. And I guess the blue was cake batter, but it was like crunchy too. So I don't know. There was something else in there. I don't really know what it was. But it was good.
Blue Oreo what?
Yes, go ahead. All the question.
What is screaming and creaming?
Such a good question.
Why don't we just leave that mystery in the air? There's no answer that's going to be as satisfying as what you're imagining right now.
When we first started this podcast, for the first 100 episodes, I would eat a special ice cream for the movie and review it when we talked about the movie. But after 100 episodes, I decided to stop that. We got an ice cream cake for our 100th episode and retired this segment.
Good idea. I mean, I enjoy a milkshake every now and again, but like 100, like,
yes.
Man, woo, it's a lot of dairy.
I gained 500 pounds.
Sugar.
He's kind of the queen of dairy himself.
So yeah, there you go, Matt. Thank you. There's your screaming and creaming.
Sick.
What was your take on it though? Like,
it was good. I probably honestly though, I really like mint chocolate chip ice cream, and there was a mint Oreo Blizzard. So other than the blue cake batter, probably would go with that. But I wanted to do something I'd never done before. I didn't really know what the blue was at the time, so I thought I'd give that a try in honor of Bob's Blue Room, of course.
Crunchy cake.
Yeah,
is what it was.
Turns out it's not an appealing sounding thing.
All right. Randy, you got anything?
Oh, not a damn thing. How about you?
Think our house is clean.
This house is clean.
All right, let's get into the main event. We're talking Stranger Things 5, and we're kicking it off with the back of the box.
What's on the back of the box?
Bob, I assume they never dropped a box for season 4, and probably will be the case for season 5. Is that correct?
I don't think they put one out for 3 or 4. They did for 1 and 2. And okay. I saw some, I don't know if this is true or not, but I saw someone talking about they're going to be like a big 4K box set of all 5 seasons or whatever.
Oh.
So that might come to pass in the future, but who knows?
That makes sense.
You can't like pre-order this or anything right now. It's on Netflix, and the finale might still be in the theater. I'm not really sure. I haven't looked.
But what about the bonus episode that's coming out tomorrow, Bob?
That's definitely not going to happen.
The secret movie they're apparently secretly making, according to a bunch of weirdos who are assuming that their favorite show can't possibly die.
Just keep
if they record or if they drop a bonus episode, I'm not coming back to record this.
Will is now 30 with the same bowl cut. He's just like,
but he's really 14.
So yeah, Stranger Things. This we've reviewed every season prior to this. It started in 2016, finally wrapping up now. So 10 full years to create 5 seasons of this show. Created, written, and directed by the Duffer Brothers. Directed by a lot of folks, actually, but created by the Duffer Brothers. Stars Millie Bobby Brown, Finn Wolfhard, Winona Ryder, a million other people. You know who they are. Quick little IMDb synopsis for you, in case you're unaware. In 1980s Indiana, a group of young friends witness supernatural forces and secret government exploits. As they search for answers, the children unravel a series of extraordinary mysteries. So this is obviously a first-time watch for all of us. This is a brand new season on Netflix. Would you fellas recommend the folks at home check out Stranger Things 5? DJ, why don't you kick us off?
No. This is probably the weakest season, and it's sad because season 4 kind of gave you a little bit of hope, where you're just like, maybe the Duffer Brothers aren't just writing episode by episode. Maybe we are. Maybe we do have a story in mind. No, we don't. We have no idea. We don't actually know what we're doing or care about our character. Justice for Mr. Wheeler. Justice for Mr. Wheeler.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm sick and tired of these characters that go through what he goes through and then are just like forgotten about. There's fuck him. Oh, can we cuss? I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, yes.
Shit ass, cock, balls.
Okay.
Balls.
Cock balls, you say?
Cock balls.
I have so many problems with this show, and we'll get into it, but no, I would absolutely not recommend this season, especially, just time we had to wait and everything else. It's just like, no, it's not worth it.
All right. Juice, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, we said this kind of like last season, 3.5 years ago, and probably before then too. I mean, like at this point, it's like if you're gonna, I wouldn't start the show now if you've never seen the show before. If you've watched the entire show up until this point, well, then you're probably going to watch it anyways. But I would agree. I think it is probably the weakest season. If you are somehow on the fence about watching season 5, then I guess no. But I don't think there's going to be a lot of people out there doing that. But generally, no, I would agree that this is not a particularly strong season of Stranger Things. Randy, how about you? Would you recommend people check this out?
I think that if you've seen up through end of season 4, you could probably safely watch like episodes 1 and the last one and be done. Like just for whatever sense of closure you might want. Otherwise,
and won't get
need closure.
Well, at least so you can complain with everyone else.
Exactly. Yeah, if you want to get on this complaint,
I want to understand what everyone's complaining about. Is like the driving force of most watching in this country, I feel like.
Bob, how about you? Would you recommend people check this out?
Yeah, I'm on the same page here. No, this is easily the weakest season for me. And people know where they stand with this. They're going to watch it or they're not. I don't know that we're going to change anybody's mind here, but no, it's boring as hell, largely. So, yeah. We're going to be spoiling Stranger Things 5. And if you care, here comes your warning.
Spoiler warning.
Can I just say I love your bumpers?
Thank you.
Thanks.
I love them.
Bob,
Hey.
you poor soul. Are you going to read us some kind of plot synopsis, or what are you going to? Can we do a speed run through this?
I've got it.
Just label each mission in the mission log, and you'll be good.
I got it by episode. I will try and read quickly. Also, I'm sick, so forgive me if I sound fucking weird or have to clear my throat.
Honestly, it's okay. It's okay because if you don't know what the plot is, they're just going to tell you in the dialogue.
Yes, just watch it.
Absolutely.
They're just going to not
ominous at all.
So there's your out there, Bob. If you don't want to read the synopsis, then just go watch the fucking show. They'll tell you exactly what they're doing when they're doing it.
It's the same thing as listening to me provide the synopsis. It's just in hopefully 5 minutes or less as opposed to 10 hours of your fucking life.
That's true.
Right.
All right. Yeah, here we go. Episode 1, The Crawl. Present day 1987, Hawkins is under military lockdown after the Rift incident ending season 4. The military has also built a base camp within the Upside Down. They're hunting 11. Steve, Robin, Jonathan, and Nancy all work at the radio station where they relay secret messages about sneaking Hopper to the Upside Down so he can hunt for Vecna's hideout. The most recent search goes awry. A military convoy is attacked by a Demogorgon, causing Hopper to take shelter in the Upside Down. Will telepathically sees a Demogorgon rip open a new gate in Holly Wheeler's bedroom. Chapter 2. Demogorgon injures Mr. and Miss Wheeler before taking Holly into the Upside Down. 11 finds Hopper in the Upside Down, and they find a huge wall surrounding Hawkins. Lucas tends to a still comatose Max. Nancy and Mike theorize Holly's imaginary friend has something to do with her disappearance. Turns out the imaginary friend is Vecna. Will has the end. I'm trying. Will has visions of Vecna stalking Holly. Turns out Will can now deduce Vecna's targets before they're taken. Chapter 3. Vecna targets Holly's classmate, dipshit Derek. Hopper and 11 fight military people and find out Vecna is being held at the Upside Down military base. The gang want to use Derek as bait, and they do it. They trap a Demogorgon to find out where Holly's hiding. They drug Derek's family, etc. Holly finds herself in Vecna's childhood home where she encounters Max outside of it. Chapter 4. Hopper and 11 break into the base to kill Vecna, but they're actually holding 11's sister, 8, or Kaylee, captive, not Vecna. Max tells Holly they're trapped inside Vecna's memories. The military holds a bunch of kids at the base for safekeeping. Will and company infiltrate the base to get the kids out. Vecna and Demogorgons appear, kill a bunch of military folks, and take the kids hostage. Vecna tells Will he's going to use the kids to reshape the world. Will uses his telepathic connection to kill a bunch of Demogorgons and save Mike, Lucas, and Robin's lives. He's got powers now. Will has the power.
He's got...
You found your dream power, man.
He found it. He did.
He did find it.
Like Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3.
Some would say he was born with it.
You found your dream power, man.
Yeah, dream power, man. Chapter 5. Max and Holly search for a way out of Vecna's mind. Will's group reanimated Demogorgon so Will can access the hive mind and break Vecna's leg, saving Max. At the Upside Down Hawkins lab, Dustin theorizes destroying the shield can weaken Henry. Dustin finds Dr. Brenner's journal, which says Henry did not create the shield. It's actually exotic matter. But Nancy shoots the sphere powering the shield before Dustin can tell her not to. Dustin says everybody's gonna die. Chapter 6. Nobody dies. After the sphere explodes, Hawkins' lab begins melting and Nancy and Jonathan think they're gonna die and end their relationship on good terms in a fucking weird way, by the way. The melting stops again and they just don't die. Everything's fine. Dustin says the Upside Down isn't another dimension. It's a wormhole to another dimension. Henry sends Demogorgons to kill Max at the hospital. A bunch of people protect her, including Karen Wheeler, who is not dead. Nobody dies. They blow up Demodog. Max finds her way out of Henry's mind and tells Holly to go home. Chapter 7. Max wakes up in the real world. The whole gang reunites at the radio station. Dustin explains the other realm is called the Abyss, and Vecna wants to merge it with the real world. They plan to enter the Upside Down, go up to the top. Go up to the top of the radio tower, and as the worlds collide, they access the Abyss, kill Vecna, destroy the Upside Down, closing the bridge. Kaylee also tells 11 they must be destroyed with the Upside Down to really end everything once and for all. Will comes out as gay to his friends, so Vecna can no longer use his secrets against him. Murray drives the whole squad into the Upside Down. Vecna places all 12 kids into a trance to do his dirty deeds. Chapter 8. As the others make their way into the Abyss, 11, Kaylee, and Max enter Henry's mind and stopped him from merging the worlds, but he transforms into Vecna and confuses Hopper, and he shoots 11, but he doesn't really shoot 11. But Kaylee
and
I'm almost dead.
This is it's honestly, I swear to God, this is the most schizophrenic plot. This is like the Duffer Brothers are known for writing on the fly, and this is proof that they're writing on the fly and they don't know what the fuck they want to write about. They have no idea. It's the most convoluted, just terrible, just awful, like, what's going to happen? I don't know this. Okay, I guess we're going to do this. Like, it's, oh my God. Like, it's so frustrating.
One more episode.
I'm so close to being done. Kaylee shot. Will witnesses Henry's past and learns he was corrupted by a fragment of the Mind Flayer, which he fully embraces despite Will's pleas not to. The Mind Flayer rises once again as a giant kaiju, and Henry is ultimately impaled by 11 and Will, while the others destroy the Mind Flayer. The group rescues the children inside the Mind Flayer. Joyce decapitates a dying Henry. After returning to Hawkins and detonating the Upside Down, the group is arrested by Dr. K, but realize 11 decides to choose to stay in the Upside Down. 8 months later, life is normal again. The older teens reunite. Hopper proposes to Joyce. The young teens play Dungeons and Dragons. Everything's really nice. Mike imagines their futures and theorizes how 11 big shocker here, may actually still be alive because nobody
Wait.
dies.
Somebody falsely depicted a death in the show Stranger Things? I don't believe you.
Who would have? It's
I'm
almost
having
like
a hard time
there's
believing
no
that
stakes
somebody
at all.
did not actually die, as it
whatsoever.
turns out.
Wait, are
Kaylee
we
died,
done?
but she's the one who we
I
just
think her name's Callie.
Callie, whatever. We saw her like in
I know.
one show 8 years ago at this point. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
All
I'm
right.
done.
So
You forget
okay.
a key thing, which is that Joe Keery says about like 18 versions of this.
Yeah, that's not creepy.
All right.
So I think it is quite disappointing that, I mean, I had to listen back to season 4, a review, because it's been so goddamn long now that I didn't remember anything about it, to be honest. And I had forgotten that like our biggest beef at that point was that they had brought Hopper back, because at the end of season 3, you think that he's dead and he had a really good send off.
Really good, yeah.
And it is really disappointing that you're going to go through this whole show and they like tease killing Max last season. They did kill Eddie, but he was introduced in the season. Like nobody who has any stakes, even like they should have killed like maybe Mike's parents or at least Mike's dad.
that's not justice.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
Mr. Wheeler.
that still wouldn't be satisfying because he's such a small role. But like, I can't believe that that through 10 years, there literally was no stakes at all.
Dude, there's only
whatsoever.
stakes if you start to consider the sheer amount of human beings that are murdered by our lead characters in this show. Lots of people get murked in this just this season.
Price of doing business,
I can't
man.
tell you how many necks 11 has snapped at this point. Not to say that it wasn't entirely in defense or all that sort of thing. You can part that all you want. But this is a mass murderer. So definitively.
Oh boys. So yeah, nobody dies. You're
No
right.
stakes
nobody
at all.
dies.
This season could have easily been cut in half. Like because they released this in 3 different ways. It was the first 4 episodes, then 3 episodes, and the finale. And like by the time I got to episode 4, I was like, they could have just cut the first 3 episodes out entirely, because the way season 4 ends, there's like such chaos at the city, like split open, and like hell is coming out of these cracks. And then like we're like, okay, well this is going to be fucking crazy when we get to season 5. And they're just like working at a radio station.
They're
and
like
people
in
are like
school.
living their fucking normal lives, and everything just slows down. And you're like, what the fuck happened to the momentum of the story here?
It's fine. They just put some metal plates over the cracks to hell, and everybody just forgot that they were under military quarantine.
Yeah, it just
Like half of the city just doesn't even know. Like Robin has to explain to her girlfriend that there's even something going on, and it's like, that's believable.
That's a good point. Yeah, I mean, again, I was definitely not going to rewatch season 4, but yeah, hell opens, and yeah, people don't believe them that there's monsters. It's like, well, that's a little ridiculous. And another thing.
This is like the 10th time that giant fucking monsters have appeared in this town, and everybody's like, what are you crazy dorks talking about? Go roll your die some more, idiot.
Also, too, one thing that I completely forgot, and just I think the way that they are trying to, I think you're right. I think it's really disappointing because it seems like there's no plan here. And a lot of things that used to be cool or like really feel rewarding about the show get like really undercut, I think, in this season and even like last season. But like, I remember at one point in Russia, there was like a mind flare in a tube, but the way that they explain Henry grabbing a rock and the moon and like the mind flare goes into his body, but I feel like the way they try to explain Henry creating the upside down last season, like I feel like it just doesn't make any sense now. Like I feel like it just doesn't make any sense.
Internal logic of this, it's gonna fall apart because this suffers from like some of that lost disease where like this season in particular was clearly and totally like they didn't introduce anything new here. They are just like dealing with whatever, like re-dealing with the fallout from previous seasons. That's all that happens the entire time, and therefore that makes a lot of time for them to delve and like expose a lot of the mystery and like talk through and talk about this, what explains that, and this explains that, and this is how this works. I'm going to show you with this slinky and all this shit. Like it doesn't. These are all things that like we don't. It doesn't lead to anything really. It's just fucking. It's just a filler season. So ultimately, all that stuff just works out to be nothing except for this is one extended series finale. Just this whole season is hyper extended. They did not know what to do with it. They did not introduce anything new here. The most new thing they introduced was the little wheeler girl, Holly, was it? Holly, and like her finding her voice and then like being like another D&D crew. Like that could have been accomplished in just that scene. We did not need any of that. It was just to hyperinflate this thing. It doesn't accomplish anything. I'm just repeating myself, just like the show now.
Yeah, there's a lot of explaining going on here. And a thing like that has just been building and building. Like because you're not killing off anybody, every season they had to add these new quirky little characters that were fun and you could sell things around and put on boxes and all kind of shit. Now there's just so many people, but there's nothing like there's stuff to do, but they have to explain everything, which it makes everything worse. We say even last time about like explaining Henry creating the Upside Down. It just takes any kind of mystery about anything and just destroys it. And so there is no mystique. There's no atmosphere anymore. And I'm pretty sure I only saw it one time. It's terrible. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure this whole plot about the two dimensions crashing in together and like even the background and the atmosphere and everything, I think it's like the same as that terrible Fantastic Four movie from like 2015.
Fan Four Stick?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like the same. They go to this realm and I think that's what they're doing. It doesn't matter. It looks terrible though. These backgrounds, this like rock world and this mind flayer kaiju, it looks terrible.
Have you seen that
so bad
goofy meme of that Creed song where they're basically playing in a landscape that looks exactly like that and they merge it with shit from It's very funny. That's
funny. Very funny. I saw that.
I haven't seen that yet.
I'm gonna send it to Randy.
Well, like what I was trying to get at earlier, and I completely lost the plot, was that like they over-explain things, but those explanations themselves have plenty of holes, and so what ends up happening is all of those holes, plus all the things they just neglected to explain anyway, despite all their efforts to explain everything, just are that much more glaring. So the minute you start trying to pull apart, like, well, this doesn't make sense. Well, wait a minute. Didn't we see this happen? And hold on a second. What about that? Is the minute that you start like losing the entire plot of the show. Like that's the plot getting in the way of the story. And there was no fucking story to even find once you get past it. So that's the real problem.
It's this, I think it's this J.J. Abrams effect that, which, you know, the Duffer Brothers are a part of this school where it's just like, you know, there were plenty of mystery boxes in this show that just opened up more mystery boxes, and then it was like J.J. Abrams' Star Trek movie where it's just like all of this stuff happening all at once and so fast that they're just throwing it at you rapid fire that you can't actually comprehend what you're watching. And then, so you can't see where it all falls apart. And then once you spend 5 minutes with your brain again, you start to figure out that none of this makes sense. Like none of this actually follows. None of this is very solid. And they're just banking on people watching this and being like, oh, that's awesome. Okay, it's time to go do something else. You know what I mean? Like that's, and just not thinking about it anymore for whatever reason.
You're talking about politics or Stranger Things now? What are you?
Yeah, well, maybe it's the same strategy, but
Bob.
Now, one thing I will say is like I feel like, you know, some of the things that have been loved from the beginning were not necessarily rewarding, but the small bright spots of what this season was. Because there were moments where I was kind of bummed that these good things couldn't just carry the show enough, or that they weren't satisfied with them. Because I still I really appreciate last season we complained so much about Hopper just being off in Russia and there being this whole, and Joyce not being with her kids and stuff like that. Like, one of the good points that I liked was like Eleven and Hopper being together again, and being able to have that relationship kind of have a somewhat conclusion, or feel like it was they kind of closed out their relationship in a kind of way or whatever. And like Lucas, God, I think I say it, like, Lucas is the best like actor. There's some terrible acting going on in here, and most people are fine, I guess. There's some bad stuff, but Lucas, like, that kid needs to get more work or whatever. Like, him and Max, I found like that kind of rewarding and stuff. So there is some positive stuff here. I'm trying to pull. I
don't agree with that particular good.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull some good, but yeah, it's like 10%, maybe less than that, of what this entire season ultimately is.
My hot take is that I don't think that, to me, like, I had about equivalent amount of fun. My fun to not fun ratio was pretty similar to the last season, maybe 2. In retrospect, I gave them pretty high scores. I was looking back, and I would not.
I was kind of surprised about how high you give the last one.
Yeah, I was too, because like my feeling towards the show now has been like, I don't think that I really even liked season 2 as much as I thought I did. Like, I think season 1 is pretty great because it was a novelty, because it was pulling from different things in a clear sky situation where all those elements could like deftly weave within themselves. Or kids on bikes, the ET of it, the all these like different elements or whatever can come together. But like the more they like start like trying to like coalesce them and trying to like introduce new threads and all this stuff, they introduce new ideas in each season, small, like, to greater or lesser value. This season, they don't introduce any of that shit, which is the reason that this season it hits the bottom that it does. Nothing new is even in season 4. For whatever you have to say about that, it had something to say about reactionary people reacting to Eddie and all that stuff, like satanic panic stuff. It was dealing with things that have to do with people being marginalized, which is something. It's the show's bread and butter, being the freaks, the outcasts, whatever. But it did it in like a kind of a different way that was a little bit more had a little bit more of a historical edge to it that I liked, that was played to my interests. This doesn't even have that shit. So like I'm really at a loss as to how this particular season, I kind of thank this season for revealing to me just how much I let slide in the previous seasons, with the assumption that this was going somewhere conclusive.
It told on itself, and
yeah.
Now it's time to pay the piper. Yeah, this season really is a bunch of like plot filler, and then I feel like once an episode, you get this very emotional, forced like confrontation between two characters that's been like building throughout, the last season or maybe the last couple seasons or whatever, and like all the tension or whatever plot was happening like completely comes to a screeching halt so they can have this moment, and it like was driving me nuts. It happens so often that like the tension that they have to like create between Dustin and Steve, but like it just feels so incredibly forced, and it's all just so they can have this like nice tender moment later on down the road. The like breakup scene between what's his face and Nancy, Jonathan and Nancy, when they're on the table, like thinking they're about to melt into oblivion, and he like pulls out the wedding ring and then they break up. It's like such a weird.
Now I was still confused at the end of that. I was like, so they broke up then.
Now I can that aspect of it. Now, a couple of those things that you mentioned are some of my bright spots for this dull season, because I actually think that the Steve and Dustin thing kind of naturally ended up there, which was one of the very few things I felt was somewhat natural about this season, because everything, the dimension, every like plot point seems very, very, very forced. But some of these relationships feel like the most natural thing. As you said, they've been building over seasons. And like the aspect, I talked about one of the strong suits of last season was having Dustin, having these kids. They were so young together and start to kind of break their separate ways. Lucas was like a kind of a jock, and Dustin was, more marginalized, and he looked up to Eddie or whatever. And Eddie died, and he's dealing with that trauma. And Steve was like his old mentor. And it kind of makes sense to me that there would be that tension there, and that they would kind of close that gap by maturing a little bit, and him admitting like how much he's scared of Steve also dying in the same way that Eddie did. And that Steve kind of we even said it last, I was listening back, saying that like Eddie died kind of for no reason. And I kind of like that Steve kind of called that out once the tensions came to a head. So I actually kind of like that. And the same thing too, where Jonathan and Nancy, I actually liked the melting room, or just the whole melting, like the aspect of that place. It was just a cool, different thing that I was like, oh, that's interesting. And they don't necessarily need to explain this all away, even though they do later. But I just thought it was cool. Him proposing as a breakup was really weird, but I liked the kind of true feeling of admitting like, I'm not actually right for this person, even though I still care about them. And that's almost just as hard to break up with somebody, or to like separate yourself from somebody when you really care about them, but not in a kind of romantic way. I thought that was okay.
Excuse me. I don't necessarily have issues with the content. It's like when these conversations happen, it's like in the middle of something very tense, and it just like completely, it's like now you're gonna get the emotional shit, and it just like stops.
Yeah, I mean, you're about to die, so you're honest with someone.
Yeah, when fucking Max is in, the dream world or whatever, talking to Holly, terrible. And her fucking portal is about to close again on her, and she's just like strolling, having this conversation. I was like, shut the fuck up and like run.
That's terrible.
Stuff like that just keeps happening. Like when the room is melting, instead of trying to find a way to save your life, you're like, I got this wedding ring, but I guess we should break up. Like, save your fucking life. What are you doing?
Debrief
like,
midstream. Yeah,
it just, and then it just stops.
Why didn't she stand on his shoulders too? I was like, stand the ceiling's not that high.
Shit like that just keeps happening in these like very unbelievable times. And that's what's driving me nuts. And you can feel the Duffer Brothers being like, time for you to cry, motherfucker, like as they're writing the scene. And it's, I don't know, it just feels lame to me.
Yeah.
Bad writing.
I don't know. I think it's the only, I kind of agree with Justin. I guess it's the only parts that are kind of interesting outside of just pure spectacle, which is what I kind of write the show off as at this point anyway.
Yeah.
And that's what allowed me to kind of enjoy season 4 more than I think I would have. I don't know. Like looking back at the scores, I thought you guys were much softer on it than I was compared to season 3. But it doesn't appear that way. I don't know. I don't remember, but I just remember feeling like, okay, well, season 3 really let me down and disillusioned me to what the show actually is. And season 4 is like, okay, I've given up the plot. I've given up on plot, and I'm really just kind of like letting spectacle drive things. And that one had fucking Metallica scenes and shit or whatever. So it's like, okay, cool, fun. This is cool and fun. And
you like how Vecna just forgot about demo bats?
He really did.
Or anything, really?
I like how the overweight kid is unable to run fast and can't catch his breath in a dream world. You're fat even in dreams, my guy. It's
Derek.
Like, I don't understand.
Derek was cracking me. It was funny.
Derek was great.
Yeah.
Derek,
I don't know why they called him dipshit Derek. I thought he was great.
He was good. And like Holly's design, I thought she kind of represent the way, like a lot of this looked like shit too, as I mentioned before, but she looked like design. Yeah, the costume design looked very like iconic. Something out of an 80s little fantasy kind of movie or world. Like I was actually kind of impressed with that. I was a little disappointed in her overall like story arc, but that was, her and Derek were like a few kind of bright spots as well.
Yeah. All the Vecna stuff we see with his little playhouse and like all the kids, and It's just boring as hell to me. Like we got so much information about him, Vecna Henry or whatever last season, and like seeing him basically just do the same thing again, trying to catch these kids. Just
Why Vecna? Why Vecna didn't just murder everybody the first time he came out of the portal? Just I will always like you could have just murdered everybody. Like
yeah,
you didn't need to like you. The show ends. The show is over now, and the writers know that, and so that's why they just went. Well, he's just going to jerk off with Will, and then
We're just normal,
now the rest of the show can happen. And it's just like it's just basic writing things like that, like that are just ignored or not cared about or not thought about. I mean, I think they don't care about it. And again,
it's just to hyperextend it. Like
yeah,
the goal is to milk the last season out because they're contractually obliged to. They don't have anything other than like whatever they prop up a few tents to knock down, a few paper tigers to knock down, and have like the big spectacles or whatever. But like the emotional arcs are done for the most part. It would take one episode to tie up all the loose ends of season 4's finale. If they had done one more episode of that and then closed out all these relationships, then it would have been perfectly fine. But it really just like fucking stretched so thin that they have to like have moments that don't make sense where like this could have ended 100 times.
Well, you don't have
the course of the season. Well, no,
I don't think you have to have moments that don't make sense.
Contractually, they had to make something, and they had to.
Yeah.
In order to do that, they couldn't think of a better way to do that than just to artificially bloat the runtime of every decision.
It's the curse of making one really good thing. We see it with like every horror franchise. You make this one good thing, and then it gets stretched on and dragged on, and obviously just gets worse as you go. And this is another
one
of
light
those
you shine on it,
things.
the worse it gets.
Yeah,
It's what I love. It's what I love and hate about the horror fandom. is like, I mean, if we like something, we fucking and we will consume it. It's why the Conjuring universe has gone on so long. It's why Saw has gone on so long. It's why all these franchises that didn't need to be franchises go on, because as soon as you slap that label on there and put a movie out, people are like, yeah, I'll watch it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's just like, so part of me is like, that's awesome. But the other part of me is like, guys, stop, please. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? So I guess I'm a hypocrite in that way, but like,
well, we're sitting here fucking reviewing this.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, we've worked
none
ourselves
of us enjoyed
into an
this.
obligation.
I did not even plan to watch this, but I was forced by this podcast to watch it. So I'm in this situation where I don't. Yeah. Well, that's the thing is like, if you want to nerd out on something, like, and I guess that's kind of true of all nerd things. To some extent, like if you're a huge sports nut, you're going to watch every game. Like you're going to watch as many games as you can. You're not, even if the game's going to suck, looks like it's going to suck, and then sucks, you're going to still watch it.
Now that is one kind of positive aspect about it, though, even though it's come to this. But I do respect and appreciate the fact that I've seen several people kind of talk about this aspect, but that like media is there's so many things now that it is really hard to have these kind of like cultural moments of things through me. It's something that like almost like everybody has seen or like everyone can reference. Yeah. And I will say, like, it was a cool aspect to, like, my dad is not a horror guy at all. And I just happened to be in town for the holidays. And we were, it came out on New Year's Eve. And to stay up to midnight, like, we watched it that night to get us to 10 p.m. And it is a lot of things like people, like, it does have that kind of cultural moments where like, ooh, Stranger Things ended or whatever. And so I give it some respect for that, even though they didn't handle it particularly well. It built up the moment and people experienced in that way. And that's something. That's
a byproduct of just like missing a bygone era where there was a true monoculture, and there just isn't anymore. Like, so yeah, this is like the dying gasps of everybody being on top of the same thing. Like it happened with Barbie and Oppenheimer, and it happened with this. And there's maybe like the Pop-Tart Bowl,
Sinners,
and that's about it for like 3 years.
Was a pretty
Sinners maybe, certainly within horror fandoms. Yes, I don't know. Like there's there's stuff that rises to the top, but the top is much lower than it used to be in terms of like everybody knowing, everybody being on top. Like my grandmother doesn't know shit about Stranger Things. She definitely might have known something about Oppenheimer or something. You know what I mean? Like or like however many years ago now, definitely knew about Forrest Gump. You know what I mean? Like knew about these cultural touchstone films and TV shows or whatever. Now the cultural touchstones are just like, everybody kind of knows about them for the most part, but they don't know. It's not the same. It's not on the same level. It's just not on the same level, I don't think. And I feel like we all feel that because everybody's so like algorithmically pulled in their own directions by the internet and the way it data scrapes all of us, that we all find our own niches. We live in our niches, and those niches have their own little fiefdoms and their own little fandoms and their own little like inner clashes or whatever. And that's fine and good, but when everybody's doing that, there's no central bell curve anymore, or at least the curve drops. And that's my pulpit for the moment.
You know, something I did like was the very end where Mike and the kids are all playing D&D one last time after their graduation. I liked Dustin's graduation speech too, actually. But whenever Mike's like saying what's going to happen with their lives and stuff, at that moment I thought worked out pretty well. And then they put their books away, and then the next generation goes down the stairs and starts playing. Like, I thought that was a nice touch.
That's pretty satisfying from beginning. Like, I mean, I would say this, and I said that's where it's like it's fortunate and kind of unfortunate, because if they didn't have to stretch it so far, you could have come to that same conclusion where the whole time we didn't have to add these new characters. And a thing I complained about the last one, but while also praising it, is like some of the characters get their just due of like I said with Dustin and Lucas, like, oh, you go to high school, the friends that you used to have when you were 11 and 12, you kind of split from a little bit and you grow apart. And I thought like that's a really good thing to explore, even though they didn't really fully develop that. And so this is kind of that thing of like, could it have ended here if we had like followed these central characters the whole way and not had to add all these quirky little characters and Murray and Erica and fucking Ethan Hawke's daughter all the time to drop these like little quips? If we could have like developed them emotionally and like had this extended growing up story, then when they get there and it's just the four of them or five of them because Mac is there, and they put away their books and they go their separate ways and they become their own people, then yes, that hits a lot harder. But because we weren't able to get all that, it is diluted a bit. But I generally agree with your sentiment.
Definitely diluted. Like I don't know, that ending is fine, but to me it strikes me as the same as, again, it strikes me as that last scene from Lost, where it's like that's the thing they planned to get to. They were writing to get to that moment, and everything of like it doesn't, the quality of what comes between the stellar beginning and then that one endpoint they want to reach. It can wave and go wherever the fuck they want. It can go completely off track, and it does wildly. And so long as it lands there, then we get some semblance of feeling like it landed like it's supposed to. But it definitely didn't. It was not supposed to. Like that one scene landing okay. It's an epilogue. You know what I mean? It's not the plot of the show. So like I don't know. I agree, but I feel like again, if season 4 had ended with one last episode with one last battle, and then they did that, it would be the exact same result minus a fucking 8 hours of my life going away.
That's true. Yeah.
Had to say something nice.
Going away.
It's just gone. All right. Well, let's go and rate this thing out of 5. I think we said all we need to. DJ, why don't you kick us off, man? How do you feel? Out of 5, Stranger Things 5. Where are you going to land here?
1. I mean, everything was in focus.
Yeah,
that's the praise I can give it.
All right.
I'm serious. Like shots were in focus. Good job. 1 star.
Solid 1 star from DJ Juice. How do you feel?
Yeah, I listened back. I was quite surprised at like how high some of these scores were, even though we bitched a lot. But one thing I think going to what Randy said about even last season was it was more entertaining. And I don't know. I think they did separate it last time, but it was less separated where it was like the last two seasons you had to wait, or last two episodes you had to wait for. I had a hard time like getting into any kind of momentum here because the separation of stuff, and it's even more filler. So even things that felt like maybe they were supposed to be thrilling just like kind of didn't. Some things I didn't touch on too. The introduction of this new white-haired military lady who's supposed to be badass. That has no conclusion. It has no conclusion, by the way.
Yeah.
They
Waste
just let
of
these
time
people
and
walk
space.
free after having walked into another dimension and felled a giant beast.
Well, I mean, we already had badass military guy, and then he gets cucked into what he did, so that Sarah Connor can come in and just be him, but a woman. So it's like, all right, Netflix, you're really showing your Netflix here. Thank you.
They needed somebody to fill in the role of fucking
Papa,
Matthew Modine.
Yeah, I know.
And even Paul Reiser's character and all that shit. Like just needed some.
The fact that we did a whole review without needing to mention her even at all is like, yeah, that was terrible. There's some really bad acting going on here too. The writing is really, really rough. There's some really bad acting going on here. Man, that poor Will guy. That dude can't act. I'm sorry. I know he was cast when he was really young, and he like wasn't even in the first season. But
he was mostly catatonic through the show. Yeah, that
poor man, he can't act. It's bad. And then also too, and it sucks because they needed to have a lot of like emotional weight in some of these things. The sister 8 can't act either. Good Lord. There's a lot of bad acting going on. Some good though. I think Max.
Where was the good acting? Oh, sorry.
Lucas and Max, I think, are like the best kind of actors. Even though they have like terrible lines that they have to deliver, like over explaining things, I think that they're very capable. But yeah, it's too much explaining. I couldn't stand like Robin at all this season. I never really liked that character, but it was just everybody's explaining shit. There's a handful of cool, entertaining moments. Like I said, I liked Eleven and Hopper together kind of being badass. It was entertaining. I liked the melting scene. Even though that explanation was also really terrible. I did not like the battle scene at the end. It looked terrible. It didn't feel satisfying. It didn't make a lick of sense. I hated that there was no stakes. The mom should have died. The dad should have died. Somebody important should have died. They should have been doing that along. That's the problem. Is like once they didn't actually kill Hopper and once they didn't actually kill Max, it all went out the window anyway. So that's not all necessarily on this season, but yeah, I don't know. 2 out of 5, I guess.
2 from Soju. All right. Randy's.
Yeah. It's not good. And retroactively makes me think even less of the previous seasons than I did before I decided I wasn't going to watch this season. Yeah, no, I just, there's a lot wrong with this season in particular, and a lot wrong generally with the show. The show itself is like largely reliant on derivative reference culture shit. And like this season's no different. The fucking Mind Flayer thing with Vecna or whatever, and Henry and his playhouse or whatever is so deeply Stephen King's It coded that it's just fucking like embarrassing to even point out.
How many scenes of jocks in Letterman's jackets are we going to see shoving nerds into lockers? Like, can we, because I'm right there with you, man. Like I'm watching this scene and I'm just like, God, how many times have we seen this?
I don't understand like how the city of Hawkins is supposed to have reset after that shit to the point where there's like the same basic jock walking around beating kids up is baffling to me. But yeah, like, and like whatever the bright spots are that we've pointed out, they've been largely the emotional moments or whatever, but those are largely following fucking video game missions that have long-winded explanations before and after. It's just like an endless, like, up and down roller coaster, child's roller coaster, and it's not fun. It's just kind of makes my stomach churn. By the end, I did like the look of it is pretty bad. Some of the effects work better than others. I didn't mind like the final battle. Maybe it was just because I was happy that it was final. Until I looked at the runtime and realized there's like another 40 fucking minutes left after that. But you know, the whole thing with with Hopper, you pointed out with Hopper and 11, I'm glad they got together, but I was not interested in their action scenes at all. Some of the action scenes, of all the action scenes that happened, towards the end, they started to at least become kind of exciting, like on like a very lizard brain level where I'm like, oh, cool. Oh, look how big that is. Oh, man, that's scary. Oh, what's Winona Ryder going to do now? Nothing is the answer.
No, Nancy's gonna do it all.
Nancy does basically everything. And then like the thing, everybody got like all up in arms about Will and his speech or whatever. And like, granted, that's yet another screeching halt to the plot or whatever. But like aside from a few things about it, it's not that much. Like it's identical to those other things to me. Does not stand out as being specifically bad, except that he's like, well, I think I got to talk to everybody. It's like, really? You have to like call everybody in here. Just have like one. Just talk to your mom for a minute and get a beat, and it'll be done. Talk to Mike for a minute, get a beat, and you're done. We know that you are gay. This show has not been shy about heavily highlighting that for 3 fucking seasons now. We don't need this, except the only thing I'll say in return to that, to counteract that, is that there are like, I understand there's like something of a responsibility to treat that subject well for people that are in the closet, or kids that are in the closet, or whatever, showing a way out or whatever. I understand that impulse. It's not done well. It doesn't do that. It doesn't serve that function. And I think the Fallout has shown that to be true. Anyway, I'm rambling here. Ultimately, I'm going to give it a 2 as well. I think that like I would drop just about every season except for one down at least 1 point from my previous scores, not just based on this season, but based on based on retrospect. But you know, it did have some moments that got me a little bit amped and excited. It had a few moments that made me a little bit wistful, but it was just so sparsely spread out and so bloated and up its own ass. It could have so easily been a fucking email. You know, that's it.
This season could have been an email.
Yeah.
Put it on the box.
That's it for me. I'm done. 2-star.
Right
Bob, out of 5. Wrap it up. Let's move on here.
Wrapping it up. I was actually excited to see the Mind Flayer come back because like I said, I found Vecna to be such a fucking boring villain this entire season. So when it showed up, I was like, okay, cool, something different. I mean, the fight scene is what it is. It's not stellar, but something different was nice. One of the more effective moments in this season was when Hopper is tricked into shooting 11 when she's in the deprivation tank, and I was like, damn, something actually happened. And then they just... What
happened to the most Teflon character of all?
They just totally undo it. Like, why would Vecna not trick him into shooting 11? Like, it made perfect sense in the moment. And, like, to have that not have really happened doesn't even make any sense. I don't know, man. When that happened, I was like, okay, finally things are going to matter. And then they just don't. They just continuously show you that nothing fucking matters. And it's very frustrating. I think we've said everything else. Largely, it's just boring, man. Boring, redundant, bloated, terrible writing, some pretty rough acting. The conclusion is fine. It's done. We're done with it. It's a 1.5 from me, I guess. That's going to put our aggregate at a 2.2.
So one thing I forgot to mention, Vecna just looks like Groot. Am I right? Like that doesn't.
Am I right? Groot with a Freddy claw. Yeah.
Yeah. And also, too, one more thing I forgot.
It looks like fucking Psycho Gorman to me.
I found it very awkward that the kids, especially going back to record Will, but then they get the new kids, have this like tentacle thing pumping shit into their mouth. I was like,
that was very.
Is this what we're doing in season 5? What's going on? They did it in season 1. This? Did they?
Yeah, or 2 maybe. Yeah, Will specifically has that
with the tube thing in his mouth.
I'm pretty sure.
Pretty uncomfortable.
There's at least like a
it was uncomfortable
like a
then.
Smoky tube. I don't know if it's like a fleshy brown colored.
I
like
think it was, but I could be wrong.
Either okay, maybe it's been a long time, so
maybe we just don't
flash back to it. I don't know.
To your point, maybe don't do that though.
Yeah, maybe we just don't put things in children's mouths in TV shows. Maybe we just don't do that.
Look, as much as it borrowed from Stephen King's It, I think we got off light. Okay.
Yeah, and it's like. It like powers the mind flayer's heart or something. Like I don't fucking get it. It doesn't.
They don't get
nobody
either.
gets it.
That's
exactly.
Because they don't. They don't. So that's why.
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord.
2.2 from the straight
done. We're done.
We did it.
2.2.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wait.
Yeah,
who gave it more than a 2?
No, nobody gave it higher than a 2.
Wait,
so
did
that's
I do
impossible.
bad math?
Yeah.
Oh,
you do
They
bad.
had a 1, a 1.5, a 2,
I was
and
like,
a 2.
that seems not possible.
It's still, we can't escape.
It's a 1.6.
Apologize.
I did bad math. 1.6. 1.6.
1 point. Okay.
We're done.
We did it. All right, let's jump into our Rotten Tomato segment. Randy, take it away.
Certified.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Rotten Tomatoes segment in which I would normally give these gentlemen a chance to guess within the best of their abilities what the aggregate positive score is on Rotten Tomatoes. However, Rotten Tomatoes does not separate by season, and Metacritic does. So I'm going to go over to Metacritic, and we're going to use those scores. So we're not using the popcorn meter or the tomatometer this time. We're just going off the critic reviews, of which there are 32, and the user reviews, I guess, which are 458 user reviews. Yeah, there we go. Sorry, I'm not used to looking at this website. Let's go and look at the critic reviews, starting with our esteemed guest, DJ. There are, like I said, 32 reviews. What percentage of those reviews would you wager are favorable reviews?
So is it out of 100%, Randy? Still 100%?
Out of 100%, yes. I'm sorry.
Okay. So DJ, you got to guess a number.
You know what? I'm going to say 70.
70. All right.
I think the critics are going to be nice to this because I don't believe critics exist anymore. I believe they're all just a bunch of just access grubbing shills that are going to say whatever they need to say so that they can get more free stuff from studios and get more access to and call me a cynic, fine, but that's all I see from critics anymore. So but that being said, I'm sure there are a few that have probably because there was news that the Will Coming Out episode was getting dragged because of just how terrible it was. So I'm sure that probably pulled it down just a little bit because, even when you're shilling, you kind of have to go, a little bit.
You can't buy us, DJ, so don't even try, okay?
That reminds me, meet us at the Overlook Film Festival this year in April.
So yeah, I'll say about 70%. I'll say that.
All right, 70%. Soju, we'll go to you next. What percentage would you wager?
I'm going to drop it down a scotch. I'm going to say 60%.
60%. All right. Bob, bringing up the rear. What are you thinking?
I'll take the under with just a 50 flat, please.
Okay, we got 50, we got 60, we got 70. Some nice clean numbers here. One of you is just 1 percentage point away from the correct response, which is 71%. Our esteemed guest DJ's walking away with this one. And
let's go.
Almost right on a ringy dingy there.
Nice.
Almost.
I know. Wow. Okay.
What do I win?
Quite surprising.
The pride of understanding that critics are shills, I suppose.
I mean, you just got to read them. Like it's like
That's a good call, man. Good call.
No, it's solid call.
The
Let's move
users, the real people thing.
the real people, the real
I mean,
salt of the earth.
I like to, whenever I'm looking at reviews and stuff like that, which I will just to get a grasp on what's going on. And I tend to try to trust the audience score more than anything else. However, there are some audience scores that just kind of blow my mind on some things. And I'm just like, how are you guys thinking this is, and Rotten Tomatoes is such a trash website anymore that they have to separate out like audience from like verified audience just to save some of these movies. And so it's like, now you can't even
got insane.
yeah. So now you can't even trust that. So it's like, it's all just, you got to take it with like a bucket of salt, basically. Because I mean,
Everything is gamesmanship.
That's why you just got to listen to the Straight Chillin' podcast. We'll tell you what's good.
That's it.
We're the only ones.
We're the only critics with integrity.
Last critics remaining.
All right, let's move over to the user score here. There are just under 500 ratings here, 458. We're going to go in reverse order. Bob, out of those 458 user ratings, what percentage would you say are positive?
Well, maybe the people will be lower. Maybe be a little bit more on our side here. I know there's a lot of folks that did really enjoy this season from just seeing, reactions online and stuff. And, there are younger folks out there that did grow up watching this. So the nostalgia goggles are worn watching some of this stuff. So I don't know, maybe a balance there. I will take a 65, I guess.
I thought you froze.
Yeah, he did, just not digitally.
65. All right.
Soju, you're running the middle here. You're riding meat.
Well, I don't know. I do think some people enjoy this, and while I think the users probably should be lower, I'm a little skeptical now. So I'm going to take the 69 dudes, Randy.
Ooh, all right.
69 dudes!
There you go. All right, DJ, let's see if you can retain that title out of those 458.
What website is this?
This is Metacritic.
Metacritic? Okay. Audience reviews on Metacritic. Yeah, I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna say, I'm sorry, Rob, did you say 50%?
65 was mine.
You said 65. I'm gonna say 50.
Okay, 50 it is. Now, interestingly, this is not set up as a percentage, but I can do the math. And one of you is just 6 percentage points away from the correct answer. That correct answer being 56%. DJ's walking this week away.
Damn.
Nice.
Nurse your pride, boys.
You can follow me on YouTube at Horror Sucks. That's my review channel.
What? We're living in a society. How was it presented, Randy? Why would they not give it a percentage?
It was a 5.6 for some reason. I don't know why.
Oh.
One of them was like the critic reviews was 71, which is out of 100,
really
and then 5.6 out of 10. I don't know why it did that. I don't know why it does.
All right. Well, there we go. We suck ass. I'm glad we've been doing this for 12 years, boys. We really got our pulse on.
We're fighting the good fight. That's all that matters. The integrity fight for the critics. All right. There are no, I'm not going to go through and try and find the negative reviews today. I just don't know this website well enough. So, Bob, how's that trivia looking?
I'll be real with you. After I had wrote out that plot synopsis, I didn't fucking care. So we're not doing it.
That's smart.
That just the way.
Ain't that just the way? Hey, let's talk our Cooter of the week.
Okay.
Straight chillin'! Cooter of the week!
These are the best.
Shouts outs to
Cesar.
Kathy from HR.
The old bish. Made some killer bums.
Mm-hmm.
Juice, what's a cooter and why do we hunt them?
Somebody needs to
we're out of rhythm here. Cooter's a character type and a straight chillin' exclusive. Cooter has to hit 3 of these 5 points to be considered a cooter, but we want the cooter with the most points. The 5 points of cooterdom are sexual deviancy, manipulation, smug arrogance, overall looking attire, and overall patheticness. Boys, there's probably a couple cooters in Stranger Things season 5.
I mean, the obvious is going to be
The obvious, of
Vecna.
course. There's probably some more. How about we go the other way? And what about the military lady? I don't even know her name.
Linda Hamilton. Manipulation, sure. Arrogance,
Maybe
sure.
some sexual deviancy. She's impregnating, or she's like doing some weird pregnant things.
Yeah, I guess she does have some. I don't know. That's not it's not sexually driven though.
She's trying to make super babies to rule the world or whatever. But
Yeah,
Wait, is she impregnating
alternate
them
title,
though?
Stranger
Do you
Things
think
5, super
is she
babies.
impregnating
Oh
them?
yeah, she's wearing the strap on. She's doing the whole thing.
God damn.
No, I don't really like. No, she is impregnating them. I think she's at least
that's
infusing
sexual
them. I don't
in
know.
some way.
There's-
Okay.
Sure, forcibly impregnating people. I guess. Yeah, that's a pretty good argument.
So manipulation, sexual deviancy, what was it?
Looking
Smug
attire.
arrogance.
very much
Smug-
so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did smug arrogance. Yeah,
Okay, so we got her already.
yeah, that's a 3 out of 5. Looking at tires fine.
Overall patheticness. Nothing really happens. I don't really
Except
know.
as her role in the story is pathetic, but that's
She doesn't
about
win,
it.
but she lives. I don't know.
just walks
she's-
away. I don't
yeah.
know. So we got her.
Yeah. These people they know all of America's deepest secrets and they just go back to fucking graduate high school like nothing because this lady doesn't care all of a sudden.
What about? Is there anybody else other than Vecna? We can do Vecna. Sexual deviancy. Those two.
He's kidnapping kids and doing too
Yes.
Manipulating
Kids.
them. He's
Yeah.
tubing them.
He's really tubing him up. And he's got a Psycho Gorman look about him / a Skarsgård
Groot.
look about him.
I wish
Neither
that
are
movie
good
was
ones.
better. Did you like Psycho Gorman?
I did.
I did like Psycho
Oh
Gorman.
God, I wish it was better.
Oh.
The costumes, all of that stuff, great. That little girl is one of the most insufferable, evil, like
So many people thought that.
terrible characters.
I can't remember if we reviewed that or not.
I don't think
I don't
we
think
did.
we actually reviewed it.
We talked
Sorry.
about it. Maybe we did a
Mini-cast,
mini cast.
maybe.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to
Might
derail
have
that.
talked
I
about it
just
at the top 10. No.
I don't hear Psycho Gorman talked about a lot, so whenever I do,
Oh.
I have to I gotta ask.
No, yeah, I think I did like that movie pretty good. But yeah, I don't know. Is there any other cooters? Like, is there anybody that stands out as a cooter?
I don't know, man.
This is all pretty basic writing, right? We're all kind of like surface level shit here. There's
Yeah,
not
all
a
these
lot
characters are just so flat.
Yeah,
Like,
there's not a lot
there's-
of depth here, and everybody's either like really good or really bad. There's no like nuanced characters going on
No.
here. So,
Vecna gets kind of redeemed because of an evil rock, I guess.
He
It was
doesn't
so
though, because then
stupid.
he
It didn't
said,
even make any
and then
sense.
they just negate that and be like, "No, I made a decision." Actually, he's like, "Oh, okay."
no,
Okay.
Now we feel okay killing you again.
He like
I guess.
beat him
Moral
to
ambiguity
death
does
in a
not belong in
cave.
my Stranger Thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't. It's Linda Hamilton. That's good enough.
all right,
Well,
let's move
we
on
got her.
here.
That's fine.
Let's wrap it up.
Can we stop talking about
Yeah,
this
we've
fucking
talked-
show now?
talked about
Forever?
it enough.
It is done. It is
Okay.
done.
It's finished. We did it.
We did it.
Congratulations.
Done.
Until tomorrow's
Now
bonus
time for
episode.
a 35-minute epilogue.
Hey, let's maybe relax a little bit and talk about some fun shit with what we've been watching this week.
Hey gang, what you been watching?
DJ, what else you been watching, man? Anything cool?
I honestly, I wish I could say that I've been watching something, just because I've been, we got the release of the film coming out, so I've been concentrating on that. Sam and I have been working on the film festival, And that's been taking up my time. And so trying to just sit down, what I have been watching, it's not horror. So sorry, I'm going to disappoint everybody. It's not horror.
It's all
we don't do it. None of this is,
All right. Well, what I have been watching that I've just been loving is this. It's this reality show slop on Netflix called Secret Millionaire. And I have been watching that, and I have been enthralled in this show. Like this is one of the best reality show slops. The basic rundown is like 11 people go to this mansion, and one of them is given $1 million, and everybody else has to try to figure out who's been given the $1 million and vote them out of the mansion. The twist is that the millionaire has a special agenda of their own in order to get like an extra vote, or to be immune from the vote, or to have a kill shot where only their vote matters. And then if they discover that if they do discover the millionaire at voting night, then the $1 million moves the next day. And it's awesome because you get to figure out how these people are going to, like, for instance, one example is my favorite example so far is the millionaire at the time had a challenge to get somebody to say 911, handcuffs, and misdemeanor. They had to get somebody to say that out loud.
Interesting.
And the way that he went about it, because you're thinking to yourself, there's no way this is gonna, like, these are so random. Like, they're all related words, but they're so random. And the way that he did it was just genius. It was just absolute genius. And so to see the conniving and the lying and just all of that stuff and trying to keep, because, you know, obviously the winner, whoever ends up with $1 million at the end of the show, gets $1 million. Anyway, fantastic. That's what I've been able to sit down and like just watch, and man, so good.
All right.
Nice.
Awesome.
Secret Millionaire.
Never heard of it. I'll have to check it out.
I never heard of it either.
It's on Netflix. Just Sam with the festival and we've been watching it.
Sick.
Cool.
All right. Cool, man. Juice, what you been watching?
I've been watching a handful of things, trying to catch up on some of the better, or just some films from last year and some other stuff. So I watched Warfare, which is an A24 film, and that was pretty good. It's like a single kind of, not a battle, but it's from the Iraq War. Some snipers get kind of caught up in and there's a fight, and it's pretty self-contained, but it was good. I watched The Sandlot the other night. I hadn't seen that for a hot minute, and it was still charming and great. Watch Mickey 17 because I missed that one this year. I just forgot to watch it. I kept saying like, "Oh, I need to watch it," and just never did. So I watched Mickey 17. It's okay. There were some different things than I thought going on, but I don't know why Bong Joon-ho, like, he always uses, except for Parasite, he always uses this terrible CGI. I don't know why he goes to that so much, so often. I don't know. But it was okay. It was not great, not terrible. I finally watched, I've been putting this off for a while because it's so goddamn long, Dune Deuce. I watched Dune Deuce, and I liked it better than the first one. I really like Denis Villeneuve as a director, and it always, even the first one, like, looked amazing, but the first one like felt very hollow to me. I just remember watching it and being like, I don't feel anything about this other than it looks really great. Like, it looks beautiful, but other than that, I was just like, I don't feel anything. I don't think anything about it. But I don't know. Even though it's still really, really long, I thought Dune 2 was better. I think it's like so heavy, like there's so many things you gotta fucking pay attention, because like the world building is like so intense here. Like, gotta be like, okay, I actually know what the fuck's going on. But I found Dune 2 to be more entertaining and thought that one was pretty good. Still looks fantastic. And then the last one I watched was like on the opposite. It was like it's called Sorry Baby, and I think this is on HBO. And this was just like a story about a woman who essentially is kind of sexually assaulted and raped by her professor, and her kind of the fallout from that. So that was a real bummer. So yeah, that's all I've been watching. this week. Bob, what you been watching?
Oh, hey.
Hey.
Handful of things. I finally watched Eyes Wide Shut. I'd never seen that before. Stanley Kubrick's last film. Takes place during Christmas time. And gorgeous movie. You know, it's Stanley Kubrick. He really knows how to make a fucking beautiful movie. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Motherfucker.
Even though, like, I struggle with Tom Cruise generally, he does a fine job here. Nicole Kidman as well. Interesting movie about a weird, fun little party full of rich folks doing weird shit. And Tom Cruise sort of works his way into it when he's not exactly invited, and he has to deal with the fallout from that. So would definitely recommend it. Enjoyed it.
Bob, that's a
bit.
Christmas film. You watched it too late. You gotta wait. You should have waited until next Christmas.
I watched it.
We're penalizing you a year.
It was like 3 days after Christmas. It's close enough.
It's too late.
Close
Too
enough.
late, Bob.
That's illegal, right?
Yeah, it's a felony.
It's a felony.
Yes.
Felony.
Wow.
I watched a new release on Shudder called A Desert, and it starts off with this like sort of, I guess you could call it a neo-noir, sort of. It's this dude who's in a desert, and he's a photographer. He's got this old school like 8x10 camera, and he's making these beautiful pictures of these landscapes and also just decrepit buildings. And he stays at this little motel, and there's some people staying next to him. And he hears some commotion going on next door, and he calls the front desk to have them go check and make sure everything's fine. Very joyride moment. And then he ends up meeting the people, and crazy stuff happens. It was okay. I don't know that it ended up meaning a whole lot at the end of the day, but it would be, I guess, maybe a slight recommend if you just want to try something new. Light on the horror, for sure.
I don't like soft ass shit.
I would not
I think
describe it as soft ass shit, though.
I think the title is actually a dessert, Bob.
Yes, the sweetest film of the year.
Screaming and Creamin' has spoken.
Screaming and creaming.
Death by chocolate. I watched one battle after another on Max currently, Paul Thomas Anderson's new movie, and it was okay. I think maybe I expected something a little different than what I ended up getting.
Oh, it wasn't movie of the year? Wow.
No,
It kind of is. I mean, to everybody else.
DiCaprio, I mean, all the actors do a really great job. I just don't know that the story was super satisfying overall for me personally.
I kind of felt the same. Yeah.
It's just okay.
Similar kind of way. Maybe I liked it a little more new, but yeah, similar kind of way.
I just wish I could feel sorry for communists.
Maybe one day if you try hard enough.
No.
No, I won't do it.
Yeah, that's really all I've been watching. All the new stuff I've been watching. Ray and Diesel. What about you?
Yeah, I like Justin. I was trying to get to a few movies I hadn't quite seen from this year yet to round out my list for upcoming top 10s. So I watched The Black Phone, The Big Black Phone of Time 2. And I was surprised how much I did like that movie. Yeah, I liked it quite a lot.
What did you like about it?
What do I like about it? I like the performances for one.
Really?
I did. I liked the setting. I was shocked that I actually enjoyed the setting. Like, I don't know why. It really worked for me. I don't know. I'm gonna have to continue to process it. It's still too fresh, I think, but I enjoyed it, and I really was thinking it was complete. It was going to be complete garbage, is what I kind of thought.
That's low expectations, baby.
It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt to have those low expectations.
Was that because of the first Black Phone that you had those low expectations, or were you just?
I liked the original Black Phone. I just felt like it was a perfectly fine, self-contained story. No need to go back to that well. Like it's not a necessary sequel by any means.
Yeah.
But I did like the shift of focus to whatever her name is, the sister, who I think is the strongest actor in both movies, probably.
I would agree with that. I wish the script gave her something to do with her talent.
Well, I liked it quite a bit. It's not like I don't know. It did give me a few surprises that I wasn't expecting, and I enjoyed it. Let's see. I watched Marshmallow, a movie that I had heard about at some point, wrote down on a list to watch, and I forgot everything I knew about it, and then I watched it. It's a summer camp slasherish type movie, and it might be the only summer camp slasher movie that I've seen that really does, at least at the front end of the movie, get the summer camp vibes pretty right. Like, it feels like an actual summer camp, which is not true of any of the Friday the 13th movies or fucking Sleepaway Camp or even The Burning or like none of those, like, or what was that other one that came out this year? Oh no, what was that? There was another one that came, A Hell of a Summer. Like none of those really like matched. Like, and I spent a lot of time at summer camp coming up, so that was a nice like entry point for me, and I got into it. It's a very strange movie that I did like, but it goes to some odd places that I won't reveal. And I don't know. It kept me guessing, and I did enjoy my time with it. Again, still pretty fresh, still processing, but that's where I'm at with it. I watched about 40 minutes of Mithrigan Part 2.
Oh God,
that tells you everything you need to know about that. I watched a documentary, a Netflix true crime documentary with Beck called Evil Influencer, the Jodi Hildebrandt story, which is about this woman who ran basically like a Christian adjacent, Mormon adjacent cult that was caught abusing and malnourishing a bunch of kids, specifically of a mom influencer named Ruby Frankie. It was like kind of hot news a few years ago. But they were basically like living together and abusing her kids together. It was fucking weird. Anyway, so it was like an hour and a half some odd documentary about that. And this one actually focused on Jodi Hildebrandt, who is actually the more interesting of the two figures. She's just not the one that came with the prefixed fame that everybody focuses on the Ruby Frankie part of it. But the one that led her down that path is the real kind of fucking psychopath of the situation, in my opinion.
Or like a happy ending to that movie by chance?
How happy is the question?
I just can't watch movies like that because it's just like if I like it's why I didn't make it the whole way through the Dahmer show, is because after every single episode I had to like take a shower. And I just can't, like, I can't do that. I need some levity. I need something.
I'll say this. It is, we watch, and like Beck loves true crime. True crime's in a big boom, obviously, right now. And so we see a lot of it. I'll say that this ends more positively and more conclusively than most. I'll say that. A lot of them end completely with question marks and just sadness. And this one does a little bit more than that for the positivity of it. Let's see, what else? I watched a short called The Rug, a horror short I watched it. It was on YouTube. It was presented to me as a movie where the entire crew was senior citizens, and it was not good, but it was very charming. So I was charmed by it, and I good for them, sort of thing. And then last but not least, certainly not least, the thing that I've spent most of my time on still is fucking Hades 2. This is a fucking great game. This is an incredible game. I'm nearing the true ending, I think, but I'll never be the completionist that gets all the way to the end because there's just so much shit in this game. It's incredible, though. Play it. That's it for me.
Cool. I think that's it for everybody.
All right.
No voicemails this week. Nobody loves us. But if you guys are listening and would like to call and leave a voicemail to be featured on next week's show, hit us up at 904-638-3231. Like I said, we're talking about Begonia next week, the winner of the January poll. Any prompts you guys want to throw out there for next week's show?
Our boy.
How many Jesse Plemmonses have you met in your life?
Well, this is an adaptation. So
is it the Green Planet or something?
Save the Green Planet of Korean film. So what do you think some of the best like adaptations are, or redos?
Like international
go backs and revisit them?
Well, not a go backs and revisit them, but Yeah, like this was adapted from a Korean film, and I think it's quite successful. Spoiler, and reinvents it in a new kind of way. But yeah, what are some other ones? Are there any ones that have been remade from other properties that you find interesting?
Bullshit derivative.
A lot of them are bullshit derivatives.
So says Randy.
Indeed.
Yes, we're going to be recording our top 10 of the year episode the last week of January. Let us know if there are any movies that you hadn't heard us mention, maybe fell by the wayside, that are worth checking out before we get to our top 10 list.
I'll give you one.
Yeah, go for it.
Dead Talent Society.
I've been seeing, it's on Netflix, right? It's like a horror comedy from Japan, I believe.
Taiwan.
Oh, Taiwan. Okay, cool. I'll check it out.
It was one of my favorite of the year. It flew completely under the radar. A buddy of mine recommended it to me, and I was like, all right, let's check it out. And I fucking loved it.
I just added it to my list, buddy. Thank you.
Yep.
Sweet.
Same.
Right on.
All right.
Yeah, like I said, call in 904-638-3231. Check out Begonia. Get ready for next week's show. DJ, thanks so much for sitting in with us, man. It was a pleasure having you on here for the first time.
It was a pleasure being with you guys. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and be sure to check out
with these punches.
The Hellgate dropping January 29th. Everywhere you get your flicks, check it out. Fellas, anything else before we sign off the first episode of the new year?
No, man.
Just exhaustion.
Said enough.
Just exhaustion.
The amount of years I've lived and the amount of years still left to go just leave me exhausted. Jesus Christ.
No refreshing New Year.
Disappointed in you.
No refreshing New Year's moment for Randu.
Nope. This baby New Year feels fatigued already.
Just getting
All
started. Right on. Check out Begonia. And until next week, as always, all you mother truckers, please keep chilling.
Yeah, that's not creepy.